So, we're back for more Arkham discourse. This time, I'm focusing on Arkham City, which is easily my second favorite in the series. We're gonna take a look at a GamingSins style video on Arkham City's story. So with that said,
let's begin! Oh boy, right from the start this game is trying to prove how smart it is by showing me religious imagery. What do you want to bet this image will become relevant later on?
why was that worth sinning? If anything, that's neat imagery to foreshadow the end of the game. That's actually a positive detail here.
SD cards in Gotham instantly load up whatever is stored on them without selecting anything. No one would ever store porn on their cell phones if that's how that worked.
Or the SD card included a program that Selina is using, which would make sense if she's tailoring the device for her work.
There was no way Two-Face could have snuck up on Catwoman here because the only entrance to this room was right behind her, and we can see behind her. Plus, Two-Face came from Catwoman's right side.
We didn't see behind her this whole time, and Selina doesn't have eyes in the back of her head. She's focusing on the device, and Two-Face would have used that distraction to his advantage.
The infamous Playboy millionaire has never been one to—
It's billionaire, Vicky. Millionaires are so last year.
Just a bit of advice, if you're trying to get the people of Gotham on your side in order to shut down Arkham City, probably best not to come across as a rich asshole on live TV.
But this doesn't make him look like an asshole. This makes him look charming to people. He's clearly making a joke here, and having a funny personality helps Bruce's popularity, and makes him more interesting to listen to.
Every inmate from Arkham Asylum and Blackgate Prison has been relocated to this facility. How can this be safe for the people of Gotham?
I'm more interested in how it was approved in the first place. Walling off an entire district of the city and relocating the population had to cost billions. Not to mention all the human rights violations creating an escape from Los Angeles-style prison would create. Does the ACLU know about this?
They explained this in the game. Did you play it? Quincy Sharp was running as the mayor, and his victory would be ensured if he cooperated with Hugo Strange, which required him to turn a blind eye to his crimes. You learned this through his interrogation.
Strange came to me back at the asylum. He told me he had friends, powerful friends, the sort of people who could make things happen. All I had to do was turn a blind eye to his experiments and work on my campaign. He said his friends would ensure that I won. I never met them. They funded everything. Money was no problem. All I had to do was set up Arkham City and put Strange in charge. It made perfect sense. The scum of Gotham needed to be punished.
The powerful friends he's referring to are the League of Assassins, led by Ra's al Ghul.
When you came to me with Batman's identity, I gave you this chance to prove your worth, providing you with limitless resources for your plan.
Shooting tear gas into a crowd and then running into your own tear gas is the exact opposite of how you use tear gas. You're not even wearing gas masks.
How do you know that it's tear gas? It could easily just be smoke used to cover their tracks and disperse the crowd.
Capturing Bruce Wayne is so much easier than Batman. And now that we have you, Protocol 10 is ready to begin.
I'm just going to spoil everything right now and tell you Protocol 10 is just rounding up all the criminals in Gotham in one place and then killing them. There is nothing in that plan that required you to capture Batman first. In fact, not involving the friggin' Batman should be step 1 on your checklist.
Hugo wants to gloat to Batman about how he believes he's superior and can do a better job cleaning up Gotham. He wants to be a show-off.
So you've captured Bruce Wayne, who you know to be Batman, and you just dump him into Arkham City even though nothing in your plan calls for Batman to be present there? Why not just kill him right now? Save yourself the trouble and do it while you have him chained to a chair.
He's under Ra's al Ghul's orders. He wouldn't allow him to just kill Batman. He wants Batman to join him.
The world will not miss them. Why should you? Look at my work. You may have defeated Strange, but this is just the beginning. Come with me. We will wipe this world clean.
And Protocol 10 operates under the justification that a prison outbreak calls for immediate action, which is why Hugo wants to incite conflict in the city. Batman would aid in that exact purpose. That's his perspective on Batman after all.
Your presence creates these animals. Like germs, they spread. You created the environment that allowed the germ to mutate, to become stronger. Look at the Joker. Would he even exist if not for you? It must be depressing. All your sacrifices, and yet you are the one to blame. Oh, this is beautiful. We have at long last defeated the great Batman. Soon, I will take my rightful place at my master's side. We will rule over this world. So thank you, Batman, for all your help.
And in doing so, Hugo would prove that he's better than Batman, that he can do what Batman can't to save Gotham. Killing him off would prevent him from proving this to Batman.
Everyone else in Arkham City is wearing a jumpsuit except Bruce, who gets to wear the suit he was taken prisoner in.
Because Bruce was just taken prisoner, they're transporting Bruce elsewhere, likely to have him changed.
Taking a lead pipe to the back of the head is usually fatal. At the very least, Bruce should have some major brain damage.
He literally gets knocked out by this and is known to be resilient to these kinds of blows, even if the average person would take more damage. He's stated to be at peak physical and mental condition.
If Batman can airdrop his suit into Arkham City, it stands to reason that he could have dropped himself in rather than allow himself to be captured during his press conference.
That wasn't part of his plan. Did you hear the dialogue?
Was getting yourself arrested a part of your plan all along?
Not exactly.
Penguin grabbed Bruce right outside the museum, which is his base of operations, but for some reason he dragged Bruce halfway across Arkham City right next to the courthouse just so he could beat him in a random alley.
It really doesn't matter where Penguin beats him up, especially since he believes he owns Arkham City.
Go on, run! Climb like a bloody monkey! It won't do you any good. I own Arkham City! You hear me? I own this town!
I know trying to apply logic to anything the Joker does is pretty much useless, but in this case I'm going to because this is just bad writing. How did the Joker even know Batman would end up in Arkham City to begin with? How did he know Catwoman would be captured by Two-Face and put on trial?
Hugo Strange is colluding with the Joker in order to breed chaos in Arkham City. That's part of his plan to initiate Protocol 10.
Rumor has it he's been working with Joker, planning something very special just for you.
Joker's not stealing the weapons from Strange. Strange is giving Joker the weapons.
Are you sure? Of course you're sure. Why would he do that? I just heard from my dad. He's been summoned to City Hall. Strange is requesting that Emergency Protocol 10 is activated.
Does Gordon know what Protocol 10 is?
Just that it's the worst-case security measure. Strange told the High Council he had failed to stem the use of illegal weapons within the prison.
Weapons he provided. This was his plan all along.
It certainly looks that way. He made it sound like the inmates were planning a mass escape and attack on Gotham.
So it's reasonable to assume that he'd feed Joker information to help him breed chaos. Not to mention how quickly the word can spread amongst the streets. Anyone could have seen her brought to the courthouse, and anyone could have seen Batman arriving there.
And then there's the whole point of how if Batman and Catwoman weren't standing in front of this exact window, the Joker could never have taken the shot and gotten Batman's attention. His sniper rifle is remote controlled after all, so he couldn't reposition if they stood anywhere else.
It doesn't matter if they're standing there or not. The point was to get their attention. Whether it hits them or not, Batman would still investigate who's shooting at them.
What would you have done if there wasn't a wire stretched between the walls of the furnace for you to grab onto?
He would have used his grapple gun to slow his fall, then look for another way. Why do you think he has that in the first place?
What the hell are you doing here? You're supposed to be dead!
You left your men with the order to kill Batman if he moved, and furthermore, he's fucking Batman. Why would you think a few goons would be enough to take him down?
Maybe because she's known to be an idiot and believed Batman was cornered?
If he tries anything funny, kill him!
Harley thinks she has me trapped in this chamber. She never was very bright.
You can either be Batman or you can be MacGyver, but you can't be both. That's just overpowered. Pulling out whatever that was and turning it into a shock rifle in just a few seconds is a bit of a stretch even for Batman.
But why? If Batman is resourceful and knows the exact component he needs to modify, then it makes sense why he'd be able to change it so quickly.
Okay, now you definitely have to be brain damaged.
He's literally wearing armor that reduces the impact of these hits.
I'd really like to know how Catwoman can cling upside down to ceilings while in high-heel boots.
Her claws would still grab onto the ceiling. It doesn't matter what shoes she's wearing.
Because now, there's a teeny little bit of me in you too, Bats!
On one hand, this is sin-worthy because pumping Joker's blood into Batman without first making sure they shared a blood type would likely kill Batman outright.
How do you know he didn't? What if he did run the test while Batman was knocked out? Also, you don't need the same blood type to be able to give or receive blood. You can view this chart right here, which visualizes which blood types can be compatible with one another. It doesn't have to be the same blood.
And on the other hand, it's sin-worthy because Joker has been living with Titan poisoning for 6 months, yet it will kill Batman in just a few hours.
That's because Joker's blood would worsen over time, and Batman is being given Joker's blood when it's closer to being fatal.
If Joker is dying of Titan poisoning, why isn't Poison Ivy? She was injected with Titan back at Arkham Asylum too, and if she cured herself, why doesn't Joker or Batman go to her for a cure?
Because Poison Ivy was affected differently. Like I said in the last video, she's part plant, so her biology differs from normal people. And they didn't go to her for a cure because there's no easy leverage over her. Going to Mr. Freeze is better when Joker can capture his wife to ensure his cooperation, and Batman can appeal to the fact that he needs to survive in order to save Nora. Poison Ivy wouldn't cooperate and only drag out the conflict when they're both on limited time to survive.
Oh, didn't I say? I've spent weeks shipping samples of my blood to emergency rooms all over the city.
Do the hospitals in Gotham do blood transfusions without first checking the blood, even when said blood was shipped to them from Arkham City?
This is Gotham City, one of the most corrupt cities in fiction. It's very easy for the Joker to have moles within the hospital to botch the safety checks, especially since Hugo Strange is aiding him as well.
Not in my facility, you won't. I am offering you this opportunity to make a deal. I am fully aware of your condition. The last thing you have is time. But I can make your final days more comfortable.
Hugo, you merry maniac. You were obsessed with me. You all were trying to get in here. Next thing you'll tell me it wasn't you who sent old Sharpie over the edge. Nice work, by the way.
Thank you.
So here's the thing. If you want to make sure that no one else finds out about your past, you should start poking your nose into mine. Oh, and send me another doc. I think I need a second opinion.
And since this has been going on for weeks, according to the Joker, there should have already been several deaths and the hospital should already be checking for contaminated blood and have stopped using any of it by now.
Again, the blood doesn't magically reset its level of toxicity just because it moves to a different body. It's still toxic blood that's being transfused into others.
Batman can somehow triangulate the location of a radio jamming device without the other reference point you would need to actually do it. It's called triangulate for a reason.
Well, if we're being this pedantic, Batman doesn't use the word triangulate when tracing the signal.
Something's blocking communication back to the Batcave. Penguin must be using military-grade communication disruptors. The only way to crack this security is to destroy them.
All he remarks on is that something is blocking it, and he's able to trace the signal of the jammer, since there needs to be something received by Penguin's museum.
Possibly the most pointless elevator ever. It goes up only one floor and has no exit at the top. It literally exists just so people can reach this particular part of the ceiling and blow it open.
Maybe Penguin deliberately placed it there so it's harder to get in.
When you're done in here, feel free to join me in the Iceberg Lounge so I can kick your ass again.
Why are you leaving? You have Batman right where you want him, frozen to a wall. You turn around right now and shoot him like a good villain. There's comic book villainy, and then there is just plain stupid.
It's almost as if Penguin is arrogant because he has one of the most powerful weapons at his disposal, a weapon known to deter Batman. He even says in the scene that he believes he'll beat Batman again.
When you're done in here, feel free to join me in the Iceberg Lounge so I can kick your ass again.
It's very clear that Penguin wants to toy with Batman, but nah, according to a guy with friends in the military, that's just bad writing, and anime garbage.
Considering how small Mr. Freeze's life support container is, I think Batman just poured all of it out.
Well, he didn't, so I don't know why you're claiming he did.
What happened to those two captured police officers who were on the iceberg with you when Penguin detonated the bomb?
They would have left after they were no longer held hostage.
I gave you the opportunity to end this and walk away, but oh no. You had to be the big man.
No, you didn't. You literally invited Batman to join you in the Iceberg Lounge so you could fight him.
Oh wow, the supervillain doesn't want to take accountability.
Batman should be electrocuted.
Okay, it's not flawless.
His name is Ra's al Ghul.
Bring him to me. All I need is a sample of his blood.
I kind of wonder what would have happened if Batman and Mr. Freeze hadn't had this conversation right where one of Ra's al Ghul's ninjas could overhear it.
While it's the least desirable way for Batman, there is a different way nonetheless.
After that night we spent in Metropolis, you could have just called.
And how she would have escaped if Mr. Freeze hadn't cracked the glass.
If Batman searched the area for clues and found her, he'd willingly break her out and use her as a lead. It makes sense that the League may have interest in Arkham City since they want to wipe away corruption, and Arkham City is housing the worst of the worst. It would actually be a natural suspicion that Ra's al Ghul may have interest.
Pretty fortunate set of events considering neither of them knew Ra's al Ghul would come up when discussing the cure and that Batman would need a way to find him. Well, it's pretty damn convenient that Ra's al Ghul's secret base is under Arkham City to begin with.
How is that convenient when he's literally involved in the Arkham City plot? He wanted this to happen.
I wanted it to happen, is that wrong?
If Strange really knows who you are, what happens if he tells everyone?
Why hasn't Strange told everyone that Batman is Bruce Wayne? He threatened to do just that if Batman tried to stop him, and Batman is clearly trying to stop him.
Because he was making an empty threat to deter him from directly going after him. This forces Batman to act with more caution, which would naturally slow him down. That doesn't mean he actually plans to reveal this if Batman starts making moves.
Trust me,
I'll find a way.
That in no way answered Robin's legitimate question, but apparently hero confidence is all anyone needs. No backup plans necessary.
Batman doesn't have time to break down the logistics of the Nightfall Protocol. He's on an urgent mission where he's literally sick and dying.
Robots from the turn of the century not only had cloud storage, but HD video recording.
That's because they're meant to be advanced for the time. They weren't created through already existing tech to the public. It's also not even HD, it's black and white and heavily pixelated, and Batman is shown enhancing the footage with his own tech.
It looks like a sword fits here.
I'm just going to call that helpful coincidence an act of God, or whatever counts as God in the DC universe.
The ninjas have been showing up constantly. How is this convenient?
DC's reliance on Batman's dead parents and their chalk outlines for a quick emotional wake isn't quite as annoying or as prevalent as Marvel's reliance on Peter Parker's dead uncle and his oft-repeated line about great responsibility, but I'm going to state it's starting to come a bit close.
It's almost as if these things are integral to these characters and their motivations.
How long have I got?
Oh, thank God. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. At this rate, I'd say minutes.
Since Batman only has mere minutes to live, then I have to assume the Joker is already dead, right? And all those people poisoned in Gotham Hospital, they must be dead or dying as well, right?
No, because the Joker and the patients would be given treatment so they can survive for longer. Batman is constantly on the field. Plus, he's engaging in constant physical activity. This would make his blood circulate much faster, which would result in the Titan circulating faster in his blood.
I speak for everyone who's ever played this game when I say, fuck this part. Fuck this part in particular.
Goodbye, sir. I will not even dignify that argument with a response.
Batman happens to have an advanced hypodermic needle thingy on him just for taking blood samples.
Why wouldn't he have that when his plan is to get Ra's al Ghul's blood?
What kind of a man sacrifices his own daughter?
Yeah, that does sound pretty bad, but you are urging Batman to kill your own father, which sounds equally as bad to me.
She explained why she sees that differently. Did you watch it?
We are fated to rule this earth, to wipe it clean of the scum of humanity. Only we can do this. My father is old. His time is over. Ours is just beginning. Take his blade. Kill him. Accept your destiny. Accept our destiny.
Am I the only one who did the reading?
I thought you loved me, Bruce. I thought you were ready to join our crusade.
Why would you ever think Batman is prepared to join your genocidal crusade to kill everyone you don't like? What about his history has made you think he will ever meet you halfway on that?
She literally questions this in the story, and Batman insists that he's prepared out of desperation.
What happened?
I'm here to take my place at your side.
You wish to become an assassin. Why should I trust this change of heart?
You saw my face. Does it look like I have a choice?
Are you prepared to take the demon trials? You must show you are willing to take a life to save the world.
I'm ready.
The formula is complete. Bonding process appears to have been successful.
I'm pretty certain you have to test that first. Unless science now accepts that the color of your chemicals is all you need to tell if something worked or not. Screw clinical trials, am I right?
He literally saw the simulation on a screen, so he knew this would work. All he needed was restorative element, and he got that.
Good thing we have the override code for Mr. Freeze's ice gun. What's that? We can't use it here? That makes sense.
Did you play the game? You literally can use it. Freeze just adapts to that afterwards. Go play the boss again and try using it.
I'd really like to know how Harley knew Freeze locked the cure in this safe and that he even perfected the cure. She wasn't there to see any of that.
Okay, it's not flawless.
I've been working on a new projectile system. Maybe these will provide the edge you need.
I have a freeze gun that will cover anything I shoot with ice, but you know what I really need? Ice grenades to do the same thing, only less effectively.
They're useful alternatives depending on the situation. Like if Freeze needs to take cover and needs an easy method of attack, the grenades have a greater area of effect, and can be thrown easily without having to aim as accurately.
Does several tons of falling debris ever crush someone in fiction instead of just pinning them to the floor? Batman should be a pancake right now.
Batman has literally established a scale to walls since he can break through them, or be thrown through them, and still remain intact. It's also why he can survive the explosive gel punch that you wanted more of in Arkham Asylum.
Poison Ivy just sit here for hours with Catwoman strung up from her vines? I mean, that happened back at the beginning of the game, and yet these two haven't moved an inch.
Yeah, this part of the story seems a bit sloppy.
Strange has a security camera on the ceiling of the steel mill, which Joker controls, and that camera is looking straight down at Batman, who was buried under rubble when the roof collapsed. The roof that the camera is apparently attached to. Am I the only one who sees the problem here? And why is the security feed showing up on this one random monitor in a vault where Catwoman is anyway?
Because they had a visual on him, which means they aren't using a camera in the room. They're using a helicopter to get the visual, which would naturally be fed to their organization.
All units, we have visual
confirmation. The steel mill is hit. Batman is down. I repeat, Batman is down.
Well, that was easy. Considering all the other bullshit Batman is capable of doing, I'm surprised he needed help here.
I mean, you're the one claiming that this should have crushed him.
We need to talk. And I know you wouldn't be able to live with yourself if your actions caused this poor man to die.
Nice strategy, Strange, but any particular reason you didn't keep that needle pointed at the hostage? Batman wouldn't have fought back if it meant the hostage would die.
Strange only used the hostage to get Batman's attention so he can say his piece uninterrupted. He doesn't actually think Batman can beat him.
What do you think you are doing, Wayne? You cannot stop me. I have won. Within the hour, every single piece of criminal scum will burn. And then I will turn my attention to your allies. I will march to Wayne Manor. I will drag your faithful butler through the streets of Gotham. And I will make him tell the world how you have failed. My Arkham City experiment is a success. And you will kneel before me, begging for your life.
The broken bodies you have left in this room are of no concern to me.
I have to question Strange's plan of killing every inmate in Arkham City with helicopters. It's not like there aren't plenty of buildings for the inmates to take cover in. It would have been much easier to keep them locked away than line them all up and gun them down Stalin style.
First of all, missiles can blow up buildings. Second of all, he can't just line them up because he needs to make it look like they're planning a breakout. He can't just get away with executing them like that.
Oracle, shut this place down.
My pleasure.
Flipping one switch is enough to allow Oracle to deactivate Protocol 10. How her hacking a computer is going to shut down armed attack choppers is beyond me.
Because she would gain access to the Master Control program, which is ordering these strikes to begin with.
Okay, the tower's locked down. No way in without the codes. One of the choppers will be carrying the Master Control program. I just need to find that chopper.
Hugo.
Strange! How in the hell would Raw get behind Strange to stab him when Batman is looking right in the direction he would have to come from?
Because Batman is focused on the console to make sure the shutdown is successful.
When you came to me with Batman's identity...
Considering that your daughter Talia already knew who Batman was, why did you need Strange to tell you?
All this implies is that Ra's al Ghul saw his potential because he was smart enough to figure out Batman's identity, so he'd still be impressed by this even if he already knew.
When you came to me with Batman's identity, I gave you this chance to prove your worth, providing you with limitless resources for your plan. You came close, but you have failed me.
Talia, no!
Do any of the villains in this game ever notice anything? Joker was standing right behind Talia. He should have noticed that she was no longer tied up.
Part of being an escape artist is being subtle in your movements, which means making the biggest moves when nobody is looking, or when they're focused on something else. In this case, the fake Joker is focused on Batman.
If that reflection was the real Joker, how come Batman didn't notice the reflection in the mirror didn't jump down when Clayface did? And for this trick to actually work, Joker would have had to mirror the room on the other side of the glass panel.
The visual is for the player. From where Batman is standing, he couldn't have seen the Joker's reflection that clearly. So when Joker jumps down, he wouldn't see anything in the reflection.
Beats me how all these bombs just appeared out of nowhere all over the floor.
The bombs were there the whole time. You can literally see them when Clayface is transforming.
Yeah, Batman is drinking the cure, but considering how long it actually takes for ingested medicine to have an effect and that Batman only has minutes to live at this point, he should still be screwed.
They're working with science fiction materials to even create this cure, so it's fairly reasonable that it doesn't fully reflect reality.
Yeah, sure, why not? That's a thing you can totally plan to happen by sticking a sword in a control panel.
Yes, you absolutely can plan for a machine to go unstable when you disrupt its electrical components.
Well, I guess all those people Joker poisoned are screwed. That was the last of the cure and Ra's al Ghul is dead, so you can't make any more, so nice job saving the people, hero.
Robin already took a blood sample of Batman's earlier, so the doctors can find a cure.
You can still totally drink that and save your life. Yeah, it'll cost you your dignity, but I don't think the Joker has any to begin with.
He tried to. It's not going to work, so he might as well spend his last moments toying with Batman. He doesn't actually care if he dies anymore. He cares that Batman lost his ability to choose here, so he's left with the lingering thought of if he would have saved him or not. So, that's just about all I wanted to cover with this video. I'll definitely get to Arkham Origins soon enough, but for now, I want to work on my own story reviews for these games, so expect them soon. Thank you all for watching. This has been a fun saga. Be sure to subscribe if you enjoyed these videos, and I'll see you all later. Goodbye.